right, Matthew Oliver here, House of Oliver. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, whatever you've been doing, to come and hang out with me. That means you're pretty awesome. Hey, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell an enemy, because everybody needs to be educated. They need to know what is going on. We're talking about the issues, what's taking place in Placer County, because we know as Placer County goes, California goes. And as California goes, so goes the world. And we got good things happening in Placer County.
We do.
It's a little dramatic.
A little bit.
Yeah, I've been called that before. But
Dramatic.
I get excited because I am sitting right now with, and pardon my French if you get offended by this, but I call her the badass mayor of Lincoln because she is. She's awesome. I'm here with Holly. How are you doing, girl?
I'm good. I like your nickname. I need to get a t-shirt made. No.
That's right. Well, I'm going to tell you, I have seen you step up and represent the people. You've stood for justice. You stood for integrity. You have character. These are things that normally I don't say about politicians, but you own it and you do it well. And I am super honored that you are the mayor of Lincoln.
Well, thank you. I'm very honored and privileged to be the mayor of Lincoln. And the reason why I don't act like a politician is because I'm not.
Yeah.
I tell people I'm a public servant. So there's a difference.
Yeah. Well, one is actually serving the people.
That's right.
And I wish more would figure that part out, but I feel a change is coming. I've been telling people I get to be a spreader of hope.
Yeah.
Because right now, where a lot of people are like, "Oh no, California, blah blah blah," I'm like, guys, hold on. Mm-hmm. Good things.
We decided a long time ago, my husband and I, we have a lot of friends move out, right, and go different places, and we're out of here. And I said, I feel like God has called us to stay and fight for California.
Yes.
Someone has to stay and fight for California. And so we have no plans to leave anytime soon.
You're preaching to the choir, girl.
I know it. I know.
My wife and I, now I'm not going to lie, I'm saying we did take a look.
Yeah.
But the reason God made the rest of America not as awesome as California, Placer County, is so that I would stay here.
Right.
Because I have things, I don't know about you, but I have like required living needs.
Right.
And I'm a little prissy. I need nice things. I
would have never known that about
I know,
you.
it's weird. I don't like snow. That's not true. I like snow. I like waving at snow.
You just don't want to live in snow.
No.
Yeah.
Visiting snow, seeing it outside a window while I'm inside by a fire pit, it's fine. But being in it, no.
No.
Shoveling that, no. I also don't do humidity. No, not at all.
The humidity is hard. I just don't have people like, I'm moving to the south. Okay, good luck with that, right?
Yeah, but it's not just, it's like, not just the South, it's like everything from Arizona or something over. It's gross. I have friends who moved to Texas and they're like, "Yeah, we're in Texas, we're so free." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're free sweating your body off." And it's not only is it 106, but you have humidity as well.
Yeah.
How's that?
In California, we are very blessed, and especially in Placer County, we have the best of everything. And and so
great weather, great seasons.
Right. And I'm committed to keeping Placer County the way it is and not letting people come in and change us.
Well, and you've been doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
So, but Lincoln, you guys have faced some tough challenges. I think how long you've been on the city council for?
Since 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So almost 4 years. I'm up for re-election this November.
And you're going to win it because you're the badass mayor.
Well, I feel confident. I don't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
We have the end of today and 2 more business days to see if there's an opponent. So far, nobody has pulled papers. And I would just be so blessed if I was unopposed. That just would save a lot of time and money, but I don't take it for granted, right?
Well, time too, because it allows you now to actually focus on the things that need to be focused on.
Because I'm sure, as you know, that running a campaign is more work than actually doing the job. It's really hard.
It is. I'm going to tell you, I have a lot of respect for anybody who's ran a campaign. I don't care which side of the party or the aisle you're on. I have a lot of respect because I see what goes into it. And also, people are mean. Can we just say this? Don't be mean. Yeah. We need to be nice. Yeah. I even think I'm learning a level of I need to be nice in running a campaign because you realize people it's hurtful. We're people too.
Right. Well, the thing is that you have to have thick skin in this job. And I tell people I have thick skin, I have broad shoulders. I can take criticism. If you have an issue with something that I voted on or something the council's doing or whatever, right? I can, but there are people who nothing makes them happy. They're mad about everything all the time. And they can be mean and they can be just unreasonable. And it's like, what do you do?
I don't even mind mean. I think personal attacks, though, come on.
Yeah.
Attacking me or attacking you because of your faith.
Right.
I was taking a look and talking about Tiffany, who's running for Rocklin School Board. And here she is, this amazing just breath of fresh air for the community. But she's been attacked for her faith. And I'm not saying like, oh, people light attacks. They've been very personal, brutal attacks. And it's tough.
Yeah. When I first ran, there was somebody in town who was getting on social media and be like, well, your deeply Christian background, blah. And I'm like, and what about it? Like, what about it? I haven't breached any line. I haven't done anything illegal. Like, just making all these really outlandish claims about, and I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm a Christian. I'm a pastor. I don't hide who I am, but I also am a professional, so.
But you know what, though? I love the idea of we get to bring hope, faith. We get to bring belief, possibilities. It's not, we don't have to talk about direction. We just go, man, we see possibilities. And I think it's great.
I've been saying the last couple of weeks in different meetings, economic development meeting, council meetings, different meetings, and people are talking about issues or whatever. And I said, Lincoln is really just on the edge. We are really moving into a positive place.
Yes.
We've cleaned up a lot of the old messes, a lot of the mismanagement. We have tackled hard issues, and we're just so hopeful and positive. We're just like right on the precipice of just greatness.
Yes.
Like we're right there, and we are moving forward.
This is why
I'm so excited.
She is the badass mayor. You're using my buzzwords.
Yes.
These words get me pumped because I see it and I agree with you.
Thanks.
So we're saying positive things, and I like saying that. But what are some of the challenges facing? Obviously, I have a restaurant in Lincoln, and you guys have been so supportive, so great, just the community. But what are some of the challenges facing Lincoln right now that you got to deal with?
A couple that stand out are we're always dealing with the homeless issue, which we can talk about that because there's actually some positives in that too.
I love that. Yeah.
We've been growing a lot. There's a lot of building going on, and over the years,
there's a lot of building.
Yeah, there's a lot of building going on. And so we have to update our wastewater treatment facility because if we can't flush toilets, then there's no more building, right? And so that's
like the sexy conversation that you don't really get to have when you're running.
We like to flush toilets, so
would you like to flush your toilet? Vote for me.
So the whole project is a $58 million project. So right now, So right now we are, I know it's crazy. We are talking about, do we do phase 1 and then phase 2? Do we do it together? Can we bond all of it, or do we split it up? We're also in the process of possibly, we've been talking about it, doing a JPA with the county with that. So,
nice.
But we have to have conversations. We don't know. It's been going that direction because they use part of it too with their building, but it's mostly for Lincoln's development. So that is a huge project that we have to do like right now. That's not something that can wait.
Can't push it off.
We can't push it off anymore. Nope. Life
those toilets keep flushing whether we like it or not.
Right.
Yep.
So we are growing. A lot of the building that's going on right now, not all of it, but a lot of it were things that were approved many years ago, and now they're finally coming up. There's a couple new projects. One in particular, we just approved last night, a 189 unit apartment building over in 12 Bridges, which is going to be really nice. It's going to be market rate. It'll be the first new apartment project in like 30 or 40 years.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, and we really need that.
The peacocks.
Yeah. Yes.
If you didn't know, Lincoln has peacocks.
They're great.
They're beautiful.
They're awesome.
Except for like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Not so. I don't live near them.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
But they occupy one of the apartment complexes.
They do, right next to the cemetery on First Street, and they're great. I love them. But you're right. They're loud and.
You can love them.
Yeah.
You can keep them.
You're funny. But it's going to be a really nice building, and we really need that type of thing. I mean, I'm not typically fond of a lot of high density housing, and over in that area, the city council has approved a lot of that. And so some people aren't really happy with it, but the apartment complex is going to be really nice. It's a needed product. And so there's that going on. So there's a lot of building. There's a lot of growing.
And you guys are getting is the Dutch Bros happening?
Well, I think it is. The sign is up. It's been up for a while. The problem is, we've met with the developer many times. We told him we are committed to this. We really want it. The problem is the lot that it sits on. It's a weird shaped lot.
Yep.
And we have to worry about the traffic. And Dutch Brothers, like, they back up traffic forever. And so we have
I don't know because I don't go because I see the line.
Right.
I don't do lines.
So they wanted to bring another business on that lot with either a drive-through or same kind of thing. So if we can negotiate, let's do the Dutch Brothers, see how that goes before we add something else.
Sure.
Don't do them both at the same time. And our city manager has been in talks with the developer, but we're committed to it. So I'm hoping it'll still come through.
Can we just take a moment and brag about your city
manager?
manager?
Oh my gosh, I brag about him all the time. He gets so red in the face, he doesn't like it, but yes.
I absolutely.
Yep.
He is, again, breath of fresh air. I mean, this guy, he's positive. He comes in, things don't get him down. I mean, maybe.
You know what he is? He's a problem solver.
Yeah.
He's a problem solver. I'll give him things, and he'll get right on it, and he'll come back to me in a couple of days. He goes, okay, tick, 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 I got that done. This is what's happening here. I got this done. He has hired a lot of really great staff to fill in the holes who are doing a phenomenal job. And everybody loves him. Everybody respects him. And he's a godsend. We're just so blessed to have him.
Yeah, and I don't get to work with him on that level. I just get to see him like walk down a hallway.
Yeah.
You can kind of get a feel for someone and just how they walk down a hallway. And he walks down just happy.
Yeah.
He's just like going. He's got his arms swinging. Yep. He's in a good mood.
What I love about him, though, is that I know that when he tells me something, I can trust him. He's telling me the truth. I don't have to.
Well, that's talk about a big compliment. That is huge.
Yep. And, I've been able to sleep a lot better at night knowing that the city's in good hands with people who are dedicated. They're not coming with their own agenda. There's not a lot of subterfuge. There's none. He's honest. He has integrity. And when he tells me something, I'm like, okay, I can trust you. So I love him.
I thought Lincoln just announced another, was it a KFC or...
We're supposed to be getting a Raising Cane's.
Oh, a Raising Cane's. That's
but the problem with that is, and I'm hoping they still come, but the talk was that they were going to go into the building where Kobe restaurant is. And everybody loves Kobe. Nobody wants them to leave. They don't want to leave. The issue was, is the building owner going to sell it? And so Sean...
Yeah, because I had heard Kobe isn't closed.
No, they're not. They're open. They're busy all the time.
So it's tough.
And so everyone's like... no, Kobe can't go. And we're like, no, Kobe's not going. So we're trying to work out like what's actually happening. Where is Raising Cane's going to go? Is Kobe, can we move them to a different location?
I mean, if they want to come downtown, we
love them and we don't want them to go. So
anything that builds synergy and activity and that fun going
Sean just
on
talked to the
downtown.
owners the other day, so I'm hoping that we can get some kind of clarity. But
very cool.
We're very supportive of Kobe. But let's find.
And we also want a Raising Cane's.
Hey, that would be great.
There's a room.
There's room for
Lincoln's
everybody.
growing.
Yeah,
man. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Now, a really weird question. You're running. Isn't there another seat that's open? Is anybody running for that seat?
Yes. So a man named Ben Brown, who lives in that district, obviously, he owns a duct cleaning business, and he's. What
does he know about flushing? That's all because that's going to be a big issue.
He knows that we have to do this wastewater treatment plant. Yeah. So I've met with them several times. Mark and I had dinner with him the other night. Him and his wife.
The only one running?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I thought there was going to be another candidate, but he kind of dropped off the face of the earth. I had talked to him. He went to the candidate workshop. He was all excited.
And this is where
But Ben is really good. I'm excited for him.
And it's interesting with Lincoln because, you guys sometimes have a lot of candidates in one field or none.
Well, since we had to go to districts, that's made it really challenging. Yeah. If we're at large, we have a lot of candidates. Districts has made it really difficult. And so because when they redo the districts, and then my colleague Alyssa Silhai decided not to run, she's raising her kids.
Yep, she's doing a great job.
She's doing a great job. She's awesome. I'm going to miss her a lot. I'm going to miss her a lot, but she's made the right decision for her family. So that left that new district open. And well, in fact, actually, when they redrew the districts, they pushed me and her in the same district. And so we would have had to run.
So we could have had like a fight off there.
Oh my
We could have,
gosh.
like, boxing match.
It would have been awful.
Yeah, no,
I don't know how we would have done that. But she had already made the decision not to. So it's an empty district.
Gotcha.
And so, but Ben is going to run. And so far he's unopposed as well. So, which isn't ideal for a new candidate.
Yeah.
We really wanted to have somebody else so that people have a choice.
Yeah.
Get to see both of them. But I think what we're going to do is if both of us are unopposed, if that's the way it works out, we're going to have the chamber do like a little forum anyway, just so people can meet him, get to know him, ask him questions.
Love it.
I'll be there too because people can still grill me and ask me questions and just give the
Well, one of the things I love is you don't hide from the community. You're out there, you're involved.
Yeah.
People can see you, ask you questions. Let's talk about something that's really exciting that a lot of people won't even know about, but let's talk about the Potters.
Oh, I love the Potters.
Yeah, what's going on? I mean, they had a great year.
They had a great season. They did get knocked out of the playoffs, which was sad. It was really sad.
But we were doing so good.
Yeah, well, we had a great season. But I think at the end of the year, you've got some injuries. Not all of the boys can stay the whole time because they're going back to school.
Yeah, they're going back to school.
So they lost some of their players.
You know, a lot of people don't even know what the Potters are. Like,
I know. The Potters are a summer collegiate wood bat league. So these kids are in college. They're playing for their universities or colleges. And in the summer, they come to play for teams like the Potters.
It's a wood bat league.
Wood bat.
Is there metal bat leagues?
I don't think so.
So it's just any baseball, any
Park and Rec men's softball. No, it's a wood bat league for college kids. And but we had, trying to remember the number, we had several Potters get drafted to the major leagues this summer.
Wow,
Yeah.
no way. That's great. Well, I love going to see them. They do an
they're
amazing
so
job.
fun. Yeah.
I think people don't realize Lincoln has so many
We do.
cool things.
Our McBean Park is amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Best,
It's beautiful.
one of my favorite outdoor little kids play areas.
Oh,
My little
it's-
3-year-old loves that place.
The wood structure over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great. Yeah.
Awesome. I think there's dead bodies buried under there.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Could be
No,
true.
it's great. We have the pool, we have the playground, we have the horseshoe pits, we have the baseball diamonds, basketball courts. It's a great park.
And there's like quinceañera and parties going on
all
there
the time.
every day of the
All
week.
the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this homeless for an
Okay.
issue, because one of the things I've talked to quite a few of the candidates, Placer County has a homeless problem. And I've had people ask me, they're like, well, what are you going to do? How would you fix the homeless problem? And I keep going, step one to addressing any problem is admitting there's a problem. I've talked to some and they're like, no, we don't have a problem. I open my eyes. I go out, I took my kid to his preschool. There were homeless tents in the parking lot of his preschool. We got a problem.
Yeah.
And pretending we don't have a problem isn't going to fix the problem. Right. Now, I think Lincoln probably is a little bit different situation because you guys are a little further away from, this migration that's coming in. And it's not just, I'm not talking about someone's son or daughter who's dealing with some mental health or some drug issues. I'm talking about a migration. Sacramento has passed San Francisco with the most homeless for the first time ever.
Yeah.
They're starting to migrate and get into our spaces, and Lincoln has some beautiful spaces.
Yeah. So that is true, but by and large, our homeless are people from Lincoln.
Sure.
And part of the problem of building a big, shelter nearby or whatever is that people don't want to leave. They're like, no, Lincoln's my home. So what we have done is we are working with the county and with our neighbors, Roseville and Rocklin, right? We are in the process of doing this, regional homeless response. But I think the consensus is that we want to continue conversations and working together while we are doing our own thing in our own town, because what works for Rocklin doesn't necessarily work for Lincoln or Roseville, right? Yeah. We have different demographics, different things.
Needs.
A lot of the reasons why you may not see homeless right off the bat in Lincoln is because they're all down in the creeks and the ravines, right? Yeah. You do see them around town, and some of them are like laying in front of doorways and stuff, and we move them along. But we have had a really great response and an effect in our homeless problem over the last 3 or 4 years. So we have a task force. We have a volunteer team called the Adopt a Creek Plan, and they go down and they talk to these people every single week. Our our volunteers know these people by name.
Wow.
They know who they are. They've instituted a program where they give them trash bags. We're trying to make them accountable for their lives. Like, we can come and clean up your trash every week, but really it's your job to pick up after yourself.
Yeah.
So they've given them trash bags. They've kind of learned, okay, clean up our space. They dump them in a certain place, and the volunteers take out thousands and thousands of pounds of garbage and debris every week. They go down every Wednesday. And so that's great. But, we can't just keep doing that forever and just picking up their trash, right? How do we solve the problem? So working with HHS, working with Placer County Probation, our volunteers, our city manager, we have gotten quite a few people up out of the creek and got them services, getting housing. And
I think I want to start a new program called Up Out of the Creek.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
and so there's still some there. And the other thing that we have done is, so as you know, the courts have ruled that, homelessness is not illegal. We can't arrest people for camping. If they're stealing things or doing drugs, then definitely there can be some law enforcement there. But we can't police homelessness in that way. What we can do is say, look, we understand you have the right to rest, but that doesn't mean that you get to strap all these tarps to our beautiful trees and cover up our creeks and our ravines. And so we drafted and passed a new camping ordinance. And so we have been spreading the word down there. Okay, now you have to rein in your area, and it's going to be 10 by 10. And a lot of them complied. Some of them are pushing back. And now it's going to be 5 by 5, right?
Wow.
You don't get to set up a home down here. We want to be able to use the trails, have people come down there by the creek and ravine. I mean, I used to swim down there when I was a kid.
Wow.
And not necessarily that people are going to do that now, but we're trying to clean it up. And so our team has made a lot of progress. When we just did the point in time count a few months ago, our homeless population dropped about 38. So so we're not increasing, we're dropping.
Well, and being proactive.
Yep.
In dealing with it. And I love the fact, I love hearing the tricks of the trade of how to create some things to say, hey guys, this isn't going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because what we're not trying to do is, one, live off of taxpayers' money.
Right.
And two, take over this whole area like other places have allowed.
Right.
And, ultimately the goal is let's get them the help they need, whether or not it's recovery, mental health, addiction.
Right. So, we want to help them. We're very compassionate, but we also, we don't want them to destroy our natural resources, and we don't want them to be an impediment to economic development in the town, right? So,
and I think you said great. You want families to be able to enjoy that. And this is not just their area.
Right.
It's the community's area.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I haven't gone down by that creek into the areas because I've been told to stay away.
Right.
Because you don't know what's going to go on.
Well, and also they pose there's fire risk down there and different things. So, but we've made a lot of progress, and I'm really proud about
down by that creek.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the work that our team has done. The other thing that we're trying to implement, we have to figure out funding and all of that. But our police department, Chief Alves, is working on a plan for proactive policing. So we want to bring on 2 new officers that's what they do, is they deal with the homeless. They interact with them like every day, build rapport and get them and make sure that they're not breaking the law, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the same thing that our volunteers are doing, but just ramp it up. We haven't got there yet. We have to figure that out as far as budget wise, but that's something that's in the works, and that'll be really great if we can
I think
get that
Matt
done.
Alves has done an amazing job.
He does a phenomenal job.
You just continue to have the city continues to be getting the right people in, bringing the right level of support.
The whole team is doing police and fire. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel safe.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's a good thing because there were some issues, and you know what you guys did? You addressed it, nipped it in the bud, and we're moving in the right direction. So what would you say is one of the things that you're most excited about that's coming up in Lincoln that you would be like, yes?
I'm really excited about.
And if you talk about toilets and flushing, I'm telling you right now.
I'm not excited about that $58 million project. No, I'm really excited about the airport. We have great plans for the airport. That airport has been just kind of languishing out there. It's been the same since I was 8 years old, right? And people out there, using the hangars to run their businesses out of and things like that when they're not supposed to be doing that, right? And we just have not had the staff or the ability to kind of handle all of that. We're in the place now, and a lot of us council members have been pushing, let's address the airport, let's address the airport. Previous, city leaders didn't really let us do that, city managers and all that. But now we're in the place where Sean's on board. We're all on board. We have promoted one of our employees that they're going to take on the airport. They're going to manage the airport now. Last night we just approved the first ground lease in since 1993 or something like that. Wow. The guy, he's got a business out there, but he's going to build new hangars, new spaces. He's going to add a restaurant out there. Wow. We are going to redo I'm not sure exactly when, but redo the lounge. So like pilots will want to fly into Lincoln. They can hang out there while their clients are doing whatever they're doing.
They're doing. You have some of the largest concert venues.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All around.
Sometimes they come in to see family. Sometimes the owners of development companies fly in. The venue, and when the Thunder Valley venue gets finished, there's going to be a lot of people flying in.
Well, and because Oliver's is there.
Exactly. They come specifically for Oliver's.
Line Dancing Wednesday has never been hotter.
That's awesome.
Than now.
So we have already issued a lot of notices so people get their planes that have been strapped down out there for years that aren't flying. People had their boats and junk out there. We're like, get it off. And so that's all getting cleaned up. And so our airport is going to be the gem that it has always been meant to be. And I'm really excited about that.
Well, and the development is now there to sustain it.
We have 80 or 90 acres right next to the airport that belongs to the city. And so we are looking to develop that commercial and different things. So that's exciting too. So,
and it's like you said, it's bringing in the right people.
Yep.
It kind of, I like it when it all starts working together. Yep. But I think for me, it's always exciting though, when what you're pumped about is, hey, we're continuing to keep the integrity and the vision of Lincoln, but it's partnered with an idea of growth and development that's consistent. Yep. And it's possible.
Yep. And I'm also really excited about the growth of our fire department. We recently funded 9 new firefighters, which they have been sorely understaffed for way too long. Yep. And I have been fighting for this since I got elected, and we finally were able to push that through. And that was a huge achievement and something that I'm very personally proud about. Not that I did it on my own, right? It was all of us together and the funds that we got, that we were able to supplement that. But it's something that I've been championing for a long time, and I'm very proud about that.
Come on. I love it. I think I fell in love with Lincoln because of the charm, but it still needs to be able to maintain that growth. And, with the growth, the fire department has to be able, the police department has to be able to scale to it. Toilets have to be able to scale to it. But
our police department, we just revived our traffic unit. We have one officer, Officer Schneider. He's got a brand new bike. It's gorgeous. And he is out making sure people are abiding by the traffic. Stop speeding. But it's amazing and everyone is so happy about it because, people don't exercise personal responsibility. You got to drive safely.
No, and it still is a small town feel, and you've got to take responsibility for it. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? And I'll just throw it out there. We hadn't talked about it, but what's going on with the arena right off the 65, the rodeo?
The rodeo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the rodeo is on a land trust. That's theirs, right?
Okay.
What they're doing is they are remodeling the stadium, the bleachers, and the overhang. So Sierra Pacific donated several $1,000s of lumber to them to do the seats.
Nice.
And I believe one of the parents that's out there is helping donate the covering and all of that. So they just move a little slow, but it needs to be redone, and the community raised a lot of money for them, so they're redoing it.
Well, and it's fun because
the rodeo is great.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, we just need to level that." And I'm like, "Whoa! Again, it's Lincoln being Lincoln."
First of all, nobody can just say they're going to level that. The city doesn't own that. It is in a land trust, and unless the rodeo board votes to move to a different location, they're there forever. They're there forever, which I'm perfectly fine with that. Recently, we had a few people, well-meaning people, running around like, "Hey, let's move the rodeo. Let's do this, let's do that." And I'm like, you need to stop because we don't want anybody to think the city is trying to get rid of the rodeo because it's there forever. We love it. And
it's not, it's used, I don't know what the relationships totally are, but I've seen and I've been there for multiple things that the rodeo's opened it up for. And it's absolutely wonderful. And it's great because it's continuing, especially with the kids
Mm-hmm.
and seeing, I'll get these kids come in from their 4-H groups or whatever they are, trying to sell me a pig
Yeah.
or a cow. And I'm like, wait, the first
Yeah.
time they came in, I'm like, is it like a pet?
Yeah.
And they said, well, you can eat it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want me to eat your pig?
Yeah. That's what
You've
they
never
do.
lived until somebody's tried to sell you their pet pig.
Yep, 4-H and FFA. I'm gonna tell you something. There are no harder working kids, more respectful, more responsible than ag kids.
They're so cool.
They are so cool. They work so hard. They learn what it means to take care of something and be responsible for something. And so rodeo kids, 4-H kids,
Yes.
Future Farmers of America kids, they're all
It was fun. I was at the state fair and I had a couple of people go, Mr. Oliver, and they had their pigs.
Oh gosh.
Or their
buy
their-
my pig, Mr. Oliver, buy my pig.
But
You need bacon for your restaurant.
Oh yeah, I haven't bought a pig yet because I don't know that I can handle looking in the face of this pig knowing.
Nah,
it's
you
gonna-
don't. You don't look at the pig. You just get the packages when they come.
That's
to
right.
You. Yeah.
That's right. No pictures. The
No.
package with the picture.
We lived in Loomis for 11 and a half years before I moved back to Lincoln, and we raised pigs and cows for a little while.
No.
And we did. And the first time we did pigs, we brought the butcher out, the render, and we all were sitting out there watching, and it was an education for our kids because the first time they were really upset. They're like, "What did just happen?" We're like, "That's what happens." And then after that, they got used to it. But it wasn't funny. But they were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't want to."
No,
They understand.
It's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but now they have a value and appreciation.
They do.
You know what else we have in Lincoln, just while we're talking about fun stuff? We have like a trap shoot club.
Yeah, we do.
I've never seen this before, and these kids are awesome.
Yeah.
They're like competitive.
They are the high school team. They compete for several months, and then they go to nationals in Las Vegas, and they're top ranked every year. Yeah, it's great.
I was blessed because we were able to hire a couple of these kids, and we're doing busing, and they move up. And I think what you said is great. Their character, their integrity, their hard work. It shows. And people had asked how we opened up in the middle of COVID. And I'm like, well, I hired a bunch of 16, 17-year-olds who weren't able to go to school.
Right.
And they came in and worked, and that helped us get open.
Yep.
They didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
But they were willing to do it a lot.
And we were all very patient with them, because we want everybody to be successful. Yes. Not
all,
everybody.
But,
not everybody.
But I will tell you,
Tell
it's
the
been
haters
cool.
to go kick rocks. Yeah.
Okay, so if they want to find out more about you, though, your campaign, we don't know if anybody's running against you, but we're pretty confident it's not going to happen. But if they want to just find out more, where can they go?
Holly4Lincoln.com. That's my website.
Holly4Lincoln.com.
Yep. Or you can just look me up on Facebook.
Awesome.
And and I'm an open book. You can talk to me. You can ask me if you want to know what's going on.
And you're out there and about. And
I'm out. I'm out in the community all the time, and I love Lincoln. I grew up here. It's in my DNA. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve on the council, and especially as mayor, it's been a blessing and a joy, and I hope to continue.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me. Thank you guys for taking a moment, checking it all out, listening. If you like this, and I know you did, you should scroll through, look at some of the other videos, find out, get informed, stay informed, subscribe, and then you should go out, if you're in Lincoln, to Oliver's Brewhouse and Grill, or check out Antler's Steakhouse. Beautiful, perfect weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, big event space, tons of stuff.
Antler Steakhouse is great date night.
We love
it. It's great.
Tons of fun. So check that out. You go to oliversbrewhouseandgrill.com. Tons of love to you. And you guys know how this goes. Until we drink together again, cheers.